Hello, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. It's been a while since I've streamed on a Sunday. I'm a little low-key tired today. Woo! Hello. Welcome in, everybody. How are you doing? I'm new to English, by the way. Starry, thank you for the first. Axel with the second. Thora with the third. Eric with the cactus. Welcome in. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are all having a nice day. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I don't talk to you anymore. Now I just, I stare blankly at you while, pretending to be a cactus. There we go. Now I'm real. Now I've come back. Mavis, welcome in. How's it going? Oh my god, that's so much Gav. I've ever seen it. You had no mouth. You must stream. Yes, entire body has been aching since yesterday. That's not good. Be less ache. I shoot my needles at you for recovery. That's how it works, right? My acupuncture recovery system. Want to see drawing? Yeah. Obviously, please, right now. Okay. Thank you. Those are meant for you, not for me, but that's okay. I just finished getting all 8 endings in Silent Hill 2 Remake. Oh my god. How long did it take you? Didn't you just finish it the other day, Eric? I'm gonna pop open my bubbly. I have pomegranate blueberry bubbly. Blueberry pomegranate. I know what it's called. Did you know in French, a pomegranate is called a grenade? Like grenade. This has been French Lessons with Gav Cactus. It's good. Hydrated stretch for hardworking friend. Oh yeah! Great, I want one. Well, yeah. Not that long. If you set up your saves right, you can get all 6 of the endings with a single run. That makes sense. 3 runs in total. Okay, that's not bad. You can trust me with a grade. I bet I can. I bet you I could. I trust that you wouldn't blow anybody else up. Would you blow yourself up? Most likely. Oh, thank you for cheese, Dora. Thank you. Oh, what? Became slightly Homer for a second. I also have a Coke Zero because I'm pretty tired today, y'all. Yeah, oh, I blew myself up. Yep, you sure did. I knew it. Yeah, I'm tired, y'all. I don't know why I'm so tired. We've been just chilling out. I'm not, you know, under the weather or anything, although both my spouse and their mother are now under the weather. Which, you know, I don't know. It just happens sometimes. So, you know. I mean, you blew yourself up when you tried to get revenge on me, and okay. We don't gotta start bringing up things that happened in the past. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of things. I look. Oh, look at all these. Do you want to see drawing? You mean multiple? There's so many. This is awesome. Cool. These are so cute. I love that you spend a lot of time drawing yourself. I think people who have like the confidence to really like put themselves down on paper the way that they see themselves, or even the way that they think people see them. I think that's always a great way to like present yourself in your own art, because it's almost like you mesh yourself to your art. I love that. These are so cute. These little chibi guys. Cute. Silly guy. It's true. I love that, like, rainbow. Little rainbow. That's very cute. Oh! Hey, miss. It's you. I think, like, even just, like, the way, like, you know, I try to be a little bit better about drawing myself, because I don't do a lot of drawing in general anymore, just because work and stuff. But like, I think it's just nice to have like a basis, you know? So my favorite thing to draw, because if I fuck up or draw myself ugly, I don't have to redo the drawing because it's not for another person. Fair. Also fair. Also fair. I think it just shows a certain confidence in your art, though, you know? That you're like, I'm gonna put myself down on paper. I think it's cool. Even if it's like, you know, myself as, you know, a cactus, I think there's still a certain confidence behind like a persona as well. So it's like a feeling of, it's like how you feel in your art, you know, putting you onto paper. I think it's cool. Man, I used to draw, but stopped drawing completely after college. It happens. It happens. That's the thing. Speaking of like drawing and stuff, I actually am starting my part-time job tomorrow doing builds again. It's like I said before, it's 15 hours a week. I don't even know what to expect. Like I know what the job is, but I don't even know like what to expect. I'm set up and everything, but I'm going in blind at the moment. I don't even have the program that I need to work yet. I'm sure they're gonna get me onboarded tomorrow. That's probably what tomorrow is just getting onboarded, meeting people, kind of talking with folks, and getting to know what my team is gonna be like, because I guess it's a little bit spread out. This is like a completely remote position. Like the entire studio is a remote studio. There is no building to go to. So it should be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous just because I don't know what to expect, and I'm in a supervisor position, so you know, I want to be a good. I want to be able to provide my team with what they need so that they can do the job that they need to do. I want to make sure that I present myself well to these people that I've never met. So, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll just, I have to wait until we get there and I'll feel a little bit better. But until I actually get started, I'm going to be a little bit nervous. Just a little bit. Which is strange. I don't often get nervous about much, but you know. I just want to be good. I just want to be good at what I do. We're going to be playing some Zero Escape 999. We finished one of the endings last week. We got, I have learned the coughing ending. The coughing? I'm going to have a little sip of my Coke Zero. Excuse me. The Pokemon coughing showed up. We got the no Siri, no thank you. She doesn't even say goodbye anymore, she just stops. And it scares me. Because we used to be on good terms. I don't know what happened. Hey Siri. Are we cool?
I hope you find me enjoyable to be around.
I mean, I think you're great. I think you're cool. Hey Siri? I think you're cool. Hey Siri? Can we be friends? You've been my friend since day one. She's not even using her voice anymore. Alright, thank you Siri. Bye-bye. Okay, she doesn't say goodbye anymore. She just stopped talking and just started presenting text, so we're fine. Everything will be fine. When the robots take over, I'm still gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Nothing's wrong. Anyway, we got the coffin. We got the coffin ending. Not a coughing, the coffin ending. She's camera shy, guy. Well, I want everybody to like her, so she likes me. So she will let me live when the AI uprising happens. But yes, so we got the coffin ending. We're gonna be working towards the other endings today. I got a few things I want to try, so there's things that we don't have answers to. And this drives me bananas because I want to know all the answers. We know that the person who was dressed as the captain, who had the Zero band, at the end of the game there, the last, escape room we went into, was killed. That's all we know. He had, clearly was killed with an axe. We don't know who did it. I have theories that it could be a few different people. Like, for example, I think it's possible that it's Lotus, because there's a very good chance that Lotus is Alice, the girl who was in the coffin, who was aboard the original Titanic, but is now on this ship. It could be Lotus. It's a very good chance that it's her. I think it could also be Snake. It's very possible that he set up his own body to make it seem like he died. And then, like, maybe he found a way to remove the band and it exploded on this, like, cadaver or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. And maybe he killed this guy, because we found out that both Snake and Clover were in... I missed a lot. You did. There's a lot that happened. I played about 6.5 hours last time. We found out that Snake and Clover had already been in a Nonary game. Excuse me, where there was, I think it was what, it was Danger. It was like a Nonary game where it was split into 2 locations. I can't remember what the one Clover was in, and then there was, or maybe it was the other way around. But there were 2 different ones going on at the same time, but they were connected, and one was in Nevada? Question mark? I don't remember if that's correct. I feel like that was right. But one was called Danger, and I forget what the other one was called. It had something to do with, like, the mind, I think. Or, like the connection to the people at the Danger site. And Clover and Snake were both in those, but they were in different locations. So, you know, it could easily have been Snake. Maybe it could even be Clover. I don't know. But I don't think it is, because when would she have done it? Oh, but no, because it could be anybody. It could even be, it could easily be Santa, who we figured out Santa was Zero, or at least is the person sort of putting things together. He grabbed June at the end, pointed a gun to her head, which threw me off because I was super suspicious, but I wasn't expecting him to pull out a golden gun. That was interesting. But, I mean, it really brought everything together for me. I felt great. And then the coffin. Whoever was in that coffin started to try and get out. There's a code on it. I think I know what the code is, but it didn't give us the opportunity because we got a to be continued. Which, who knows? Who freaking knows? And then I feel like I need to unlock everything else, like get all the other information before we can figure out what's in that coffin. And then there were 2 9 doors. That's what we learned. There were 2 doors that were 9. Santa took June and Ace? And he took June and Ace through. June, Lotus. June and Lotus. I forget who he took through in this exact moment. He took people through. June was one of them. I think Lotus was the other, because she wasn't there. Because, hold on. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1. No, plus 6. You know what? I'll just check the roots calculator, and then that'll tell me. There's not enough. We don't have enough points to get. We don't have the right root number to get through the other 9 door. But if we were to add Snake to the group, then we would have enough. And I'm pretty sure that it was Ace, Lotus, and June that went through, and then we had 7 and Clover with us. And we told Clover about the body we saw, and she confirmed that there's no way that the person who died behind that door was Snake. And she was very happy and excited. So, Pom Pom Pastel, thank you so much for the hydrate. We'll do hydrate. I said a lot of things, and I don't even feel confident in the information I'm giving. It's been a week, a little bit more than a week, so we're figuring it out. We'll figure all this out. But either way, let's go ahead and get started. I have to go get my laundry in a few minutes, but we're going to go ahead and get started while we're doing this. Oh, Memories of the Escape. Oh. Is this... This looks like it's the escape rooms. Okay. Okay. preview? Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. Oh, it's showing like what we found. Okay, continue. So we've found the coffin ending, and we clearly have 5 more endings to go. Click to load. Yes. It feels very loud in my ears. I think I have to turn it down a little bit on my end. I think I can skip a lot of this. I should be able to open up the flow menu. I'm gonna say...
Ow!
Here we go. Flow. Here we go. Alright. We don't have to do all this. I want to go here, but that means that we have to go here. So we opened up door 4. We're going to go ahead and check out door 5. Yes. Alright. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussion continued for some time. Right, because they were trying to figure out what door they wanted to go through originally. This is the very beginning. This is before we did any of the escape rooms, except for the first one with just Junpei. But we'll see.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw up his hands. His voice was filled. I didn't notice that last time, did I? His voice filled with irritation. I think it's supposed to be was filled with irritation.
Talking won't solve anything! It can't help us find our way out of here! You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone there was on the edge of panic, but Santa told them only made them that feeling more intense. No one was willing to argue this time. Freaking Santa, this guy over here causing us freaking issues.
You're right.
He's trying to keep everybody on edge, I feel.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
I don't remember the text covering the screen like this. I remember it being down here, wasn't it? Maybe,
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
Hope you're doing well, Snake. You haven't seen this guy in so long.
But
But what?
who's going to go in which door?
June looked toward the numbered doors. We're going to door 5
That's
this
right.
time.
We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Those are terrifying.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Okay, so, right. We didn't go in door 5, because door 5 was where the guy with the watch with the 9 on it went through on his own and ended up exploding. He blew up. Apparently. Just because of everything that happened with Snake, I'm also going to kind of, unless we see some like definitive evidence that is literally the dude with the 9 watch, nobody's died in my mind. Except for the guy with the 0 watch in the cabin, who we know is not 0, but is probably just meant to be sort of a decoy in a way. Also, please let me know if my volume is good, because I know that I've been having issues with the sounds. Here, let me just give me a second. I've been having issues with the sound. Don't worry about that. That is nothing. That just tells you that I have nothing showing on screen. Hello? What just happened? Am I not allowed? There we go. I just want to check something real quick. I just want to check something very quickly. It's just going to let me know. What is happening? Try to figure out. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. That should be working better. I can tell. I'm turning myself back down a little bit because I can tell it just seems to change a lot for some reason lately. I feel like I go through this every so often.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Hopefully it's better. If it's not, just let me know.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
He shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey, man, I just bought these shoes.
He's such a jerk. I wonder if he purposely wants to go in with Lotus. Like, he's just avoiding door 5 because then he can sort of set himself up with who he wants to be in a room with.
If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing coming.
That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
There's an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5.
Oh, we also found out Seven has lost his memory. Doesn't know who he is.
I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
At least that's what we've been told. There's another long silence. This time Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
Now, they ended up going through door 5 together.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
Okay, June wants to go with Junpei, no matter where they go. Is she going to go into the same door as I am? And we'll end up with 5 people? Will there be a weird split? Here, this is the other thing I wanted to see. 3, 6, I think it was 8. Okay, and then 1. Okay, so yeah, 3, 6, 8, and 1 is 9. So we know that, does that make sense? 3 plus 6 plus 8 plus 1. Digital Ruse 9, yes. So that is definitely the group that went through the 9 door. Leaving it with 1 plus 7 plus 4 plus 5. Why'd I put 1? What? 4 plus 7 plus 5. That's why. And then if we were to add 2, we would get 9. Don't worry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
A step forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Thanks, Santa.
It works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital root be?
4.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So, the digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4.
He repeated what he determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want?
No.
Beyond door 5 is what remains of the Ninth Man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer.
Oh man, we get to look at it.
Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Can we go through door 5 without June? Junpei was torn.
Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
Stop them, Junpei. As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk toward door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed with 7 a short distance behind. Oops.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
Okay, we went through door 4 last time. We're going through door 5 this time.
Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward him.
I want to go through door 5 too.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up.
What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
Okay, well, that decided that. He turned around to look at
No,
her.
you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
7 scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back where we started. You know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Snake turned to Ace. That would be Ace and Clover.
Ace, please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Is it? 1 + 4 = 5.
don't go away.
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Snake's tone was harsh.
Why?
Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened and he put his arms around Clover. Oh! He held her close and whispered into her ear.
You'll be fine. Just relax.
Okay, well, yeah, start freaking. Don't bring emotion into this, he says as if there's been emotion this entire time. Looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
What did he tell her?
Oh, don't add a new mystery. You couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring.
Okay, I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were assembled.
Let's make sure we've got this straight.
Should
Those
be
going to door 5 are
3 of us going in here.
me, 7, and Snake.
Yeah.
7 + 2 + 5 = 14.
4 + 1 is 5.
And the digital root of 14, 1 + 4 is 5. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 + 3 + 6 + 1 + 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 + 2, 4.
Okay, so it's interesting that we're putting June in with the other group still.
We're okay with this.
No problems here.
Yes. Let's do it.
All right then.
Seven, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks.
The lever's all that's left. Okay. All right then. Let's go.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay. Please be careful.
You be careful. Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked her in the eye and gave her what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Oh man. Oh, the blood. The sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open.
And it's open.
All that blood. Ahead of them, in the small hallway, were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
Oh,
That's messed up.
that was the 9th man.
Y'all need to go in and activate the dead. Hello? For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Alright, well, luckily 2's there to... Snake is just going to be like, alright, let's go. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. I mean, he can't see it, so that helps, but he probably smells it. Oof. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway, and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
Oh,
How can you...
Well, do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder.
sorry.
Let's go!
Junpei and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets on both of them, and on Snake's. A red skull had flickered to life.
Damn it! The countdown started!
It scarcely processed this information when... the metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit! The door!
There's no turning back now, and if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in 7's face reflected what all 3 of them felt. May turn out, while out is real Garbo, I'll try to check in again in a better area. You got it. You take care, Tora. Don't worry too much if you aren't able to.
How the hell should I know?
Stay calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah!
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
Found it. Right here!
As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other 2 scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. I will never get over the
Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in 7's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching.
Jumpy, are you all right? Are you guys okay?
They could hear anxious voices, muffled but distinct, from the other side of the door.
Yeah, we're fine.
The detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the 3 men could feel the tension disperse.
All right, we're moving on. Be careful, okay?
Okay.
Sure thing.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long, they were alone again.
Now,
Junpei looked around.
doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved.
It was just like a big metal shutter.
Or not. It's not budging.
Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. First class. Ooh. Is this room B53? In the middle of it was a plaque that read first class.
First class cabin, huh?
Well, it seems like it.
Let's have a look then, shall we? All right then, let's go.
Yeah.
Hi, B. Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why. Well,
I don't
we
want
didn't
to
even.
look, but
We need to investigate it. Why are we going in so quickly? Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
it's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit. As though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor, the awkward twisted tangle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural position.
He'd been wearing these.
Oh, okay, so his glasses are here. That's something. Hey, 30 stream streak. Damn, Axel. You are racking up those streaks. Thank you. The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. And next to the glasses lay a bracelet. The number 9 still displayed on its face.
The bracelet's off.
I finally catch it back up to the streak I lost. Hell yeah.
Oh, wait. Zero did say.
The only way that the bracelets can come off is someone gets off the boat or if their heart rate becomes 0.
Lastly, let's discuss how to remove the bracelets.
See, this makes me wonder if Snake has the ability to kind of make it seem like his heart rate is soft, or because one of the things that we mentioned to Clover was that there was a bone sticking out of the arm of the body. And that was enough for her to be like, there's a bone sticking out of the arm? Like on which side? And I think it was the left side, the side with the bracelet. And she's like, then there's no way that it's him. And it was like, what? But like, does he have a fake arm? Like, does he have a prosthetic? Is there some reason that it wouldn't, like, you know, is there maybe something that he can utilize to make it seem like he's not breathing, or that he can do to remove the bracelet without it blowing up?
There are only 2 ways to do so.
Who knows? Who knows?
1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the outside of the mirror's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead.
Yeah.
But what the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human.
So now he said the head was bent in a weird angle. So that tells us that he has seen the face. He hasn't confirmed whether it looks like 9 or not, but it seems like it's a good chance it's the same person. Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse, and a knot of muscle gripped his throat.
Oh god. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, I don't like the... Sounds very real. He clapped his hand over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. Yep. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear.
Where did they...
He looked around. Seven and Six were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway and opened the door at the other end. He peeked through. There they both were. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
What's up?
He stepped through the door and walked towards them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door?
Yes. We won't be going anywhere.
Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then the other room is probably a living room. Or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Oh, a lot going on here. Seek a way out. Alright, I'm going to take a couple minutes before we get going on the first class cabin. There's a lot going on here. It seems like that'll be our escape. Whatever else is going on in here, we'll sort through it in just a moment. I'm just going to grab my laundry, so I'm going to be like 2 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll finish up this escape room and see where it leads. Oh, I'm excited. We're getting answers. Oh, okay, I'll be right back. See you soon. Alright, I'm back. Hello. Thank you for your patience. Welcome back, Starry. How you doing? I'm glad you're back. It's nice to see you. Alright. Let's go ahead. I just gotta readjust my monitor a little bit. There we go. Alright. We're gonna get back. Let's solve this first class cabin. We got this. Alright. This is fine. Alright. I feel like a hairless rat. What? Why? As Mr. Bacon's doing, he's doing well. He's been chilling out and just relaxing. He's excited because there's somebody here at the moment. Because Shay's mom is down visiting us. I love that guy. He's pretty awesome. I don't blame you. But, alright. I forget all my controls. Nope. Okay. Well, here, I'll save. Sure. I forget all of the controls for real. There we go. There we are. Alright. We have what looks like 3 different views in this haircut. Oh, I see. Did you go bald? Or did you just trim quite a bit off? Alright, let's look at things. There's always something under the pillow. Or a pillow. Score plate A. Okay. I see. This feels like glass. A rectangular plate of glass. Okay. There's something written on the surface. Yeah, it's a sheet of music with a couple of A notes. Just A's? Yeah, that's it. Kinda weird, huh? Trim the bed. Okay, that's fair. Took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room, almost frantically, clearly looking for something. Trying to grow my hair out. Oh, that's fair. Are you just trimming it up to kind of make it a little bit easier for it to grow out, so it's not like too unwieldy? That's usually what I have to go through when I'm trimming my hair down to kind of let it grow out again. No, Junpei thought it. Not staring. Trim my hair makes me feel like a hairless rat. Fair. After all, he's blind. Of course. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. But alas, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity. Yeah, my hair is known to go crazy. Yep, I get the same
What's
way.
wrong? You got weird all of a sudden.
Snake waited a moment before answering.
I heard something strange.
Something strange.
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I notice even the slightest of noises.
Right. Are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?
My hair usually curls like Teto's pigtails. Teto? Like Tito? I don't know who this is. I'm looking it up. Oh, yeah. I see. I now know who this is. I feel like I'm so unsure of like anything nowadays. No, that is totally how you spell it. You're right. I literally just selected what you put and dragged it over and showed me exactly what you're talking about.
No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects.
Yeah, it's echolocation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was...
Yes, I could hear it happen. In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them.
Okay, chill.
Oh, really?
Junpei was somewhat taken aback by his revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical.
You don't believe me, do you? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?
Blind Boy finished throw hands. I believe him. He seems like the kind of person who wouldn't say something unless he truly meant it. A small, self-satisfied smile. Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. Alright, nothing else on the bed? Bed with a canopy. I've seen things like this in movies and stuff, but never in real life. True, you don't see too many of these days. I can't see the details, obviously, but I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Junpei, judge her by appearance, will you? And, well, you should not. Okay. I've always wanted a bed with a canopy. It just makes it seem like nice and private, you know? But a canopy, if you want to close the curtains, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to, you know? This seems nice. Small round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity. A white desk. Feels kind of fancy. No mirror, though, so it's not like the vanity doesn't have any mirror or anything. It doesn't even seem like there's a drawer on it. Can't even check it for a drawer. This is a high-quality desk. Teak or perhaps mahogany. Wow, how can you tell? Oh, I have my ways. Alright. At least we've got light. What? Huh? What the hell, man? It's just a light. Of course. Because you can't see it. Canopy is usually there to keep you warm if you close the curtains. Yeah. Lights are on. Okay. He was surprised by the lights being on. Ah, here's the vanity. Oh! Wait, the stool's over here, but the vanity's here. This is just a white desk. Why is it over there? It's totally a table with a mirror. Ah, yes. You know that sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she's staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't it strike you as terribly sad? Yeah, I don't think it's quite like that anymore, but thank you. I remember watching a history video on canopies. I don't remember much though. Oh. The lights are lit. Yeah. We have a piano with a map? What's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map. There's a map of the ship here. Yeah. I imagine it will prove very helpful. You best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. Can I possibly use a map screen? Sweet. Could always... There's nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. Okay. We could always, Try the sheet music, I guess. A window. There's an iron plate nailed to it, as per usual with these games. An upright piano. From the feel of the wood, it must be quite old. Sure don't see pianos like this much nowadays. Okay, but can we not? Music stand. Well, might as well put this glass plate on it. Oh, Is something wrong? It's kind of hard to see the notes. Maybe I put something under them. A background for the notes. Okay. Well, it's still the only item I have. Let's go through the left door first. All right. Oh. Okay, so this is the hallway. Oh, okay. Well, let's go back then. Let's go through here. We have a little bathroom or something here. Storage? A leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes no noise when shaken. Oh, another piece of paper. Plates. Score plate C. So we have score plate A and score plate C, but not B. The bed reminds me of the bed in Magician's Quest, Mysterious Times. Oh. Yeah, it makes you think of like a lot of Disney movies with princesses and stuff. I mean, I'm sure it makes sense to put it in there, right? They had beds with canopy like that in the haunted house. Oh yeah, a lot of haunted house things you tend to see that kind of thing. I think if I remember correctly, they were meant to be like older beds for the rich, basically. Not even for princesses or anything. Just if you're rich, you usually had a canopy for your bed. Never thought of princesses. I thought of haunted house. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so this feels like glass. A rectangle of glass, transparent, I assume. I can feel something printed on the surface. What is it? Sheet of music with some C notes on it. I bet we're supposed to put these over top of each other. Maybe we need B first. This safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything? Oh. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Save with the dial lock on it. We won't be able to open it until we know the right numbers. Can we look? Never mind then, I guess not. Okay, so we have bathroom on the left. Looks empty. We have another storage room on the right side here, and then the toilet on the left. And then we have, So this looks like, what I'm assuming, this is clearly like the living area. This is probably, or maybe a study, and this is probably where we came from up here. The lights, huh? Nope, doesn't look like there's anything hidden there. Testing, testing. Hey, it's great to see you all here. I just flew in from New York, and boy, are my arms tired. Oh boy. Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. As I'm Mike 7. It's just a shower head. What? What the hell? Really? He didn't know? It's a dry shower head. Doesn't seem like I can get any water to come out of it. Is there water in here? There's water. The beds were pretty, but the ghosts were a pain in my ass. They would chase me, and I had to always run away from them. Yeah, that sounds about right for haunted areas. I feel like I need to play some Magician's Quest. And there we are in the mirror. What a pair. A college kid and a terrifying giant of a man in a beanie. Stuck in a cramped bathroom with this beast of a man. What do my parents say? Something wrong, Junpei? You look real sad all of a sudden. No. Nothing. Well, sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. We've got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. Okay. That is definitely a tub full of water. Bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in the water? It looks kind of gray. You should. It's good, but you'd have to emulate it if you didn't have a DS or 3DS. Okay. We do have a DS with stream capability, with capture capability, but I'd probably just emulate it. Or Robbie would stream it. It'd be one of us. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something. Use it for something. Okay, so we're gonna need the dusty water for some reason. Water's dirty, but the rest of the bathtub looks comparatively clean. Almost like the dirty water just was moved there from somewhere else intentionally. Well, now it seems like even more reason to keep chill. Careful not to get in trouble with Nintendo if you emulate it. Well, I mean, there's no proof that it's emulation if I'm not emulating. Wink, 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 wink. Wink. It's every piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score. That's gotta mean musical score. If that's true, then the score we just found was probably in here. At least at some point. Okay, can I not take it? Wait, it says score on the paper. I guess you could put sheet music in it. I have a feeling we have to finish collecting them. There's some sort of antique desk. This is some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room's full of antiques. You get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. There's a couple of lights on the wall here. Okay. Hey, Junpei, where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point in going back there. All that's out there is a locked number door and a dead body. What's left of it? Yeah. It's a chair. Thank you. There's a cover for Musical Score City on the table. Yep. Okay. Looks like we can look at the two doors again. So this one goes to another closet. Here. Let's check this first. I get it. You're gonna use the vase, right? That's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water. What? What are you talking about? Oh man, you don't get it. Just grab the vase and take a look around. You'll figure it out soon enough. Okay. Looks like a vase. Maybe you could use that, or we could use it to put out the fire in the fireplace? This couch looks just big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. The couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, there's something you aren't saying. Never mind. It's a chair. Expensive looking chair sitting in here. Okay. And there's another score. Huh. There's something in the back. Let's see if I can reach it. Why would you reach it when there's fire? Just a little... God damn it, it's hot. You aren't real smart, are you? Come on, of course it's gonna be hot. It's a fire. Even a monkey knows it shouldn't stick its hand in a fire. I mean, he's right. Suitcase made of leather, the color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. Leather suitcase. Dang, nothing in there. Oh, D, G. Huh? Rectangular piece of glass, you can see right through it. It has a couple of G notes written on it. Huh, I wonder what that means. We clearly put the different scores together and it tells us what's going on. Junpei reminds me of me. Would you try something like that? Try to put your hand through where there's fire? Okay, we can go to the bathroom here. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. Okay. There's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. I pressed enter by accident. Yeah, no worries. I will set myself on fire 3 times, so yes. What? Sorry, please be careful. Bathtub's full of gross, cloudy water. Alright, shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Vase filled with water. Hey, Junpei, what are you doing over there? Only one thing to do now. That you got that thing full of water. Come on, what are you waiting for? Yeah. Alright, time to put this fire out. No time, buddy, let's do it. Here we go. Haha, good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance. Alright, I'll just pull this out now. Don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. Score plate. Okay, this one's just empty. Ceramic plate of some kind. Looks like a blank sheet of music. Can I combine it with these? Okay, apparently not. Can I combine any of these together? Nope. As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket. Oh. Seven cried out and stumbled, and his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled.
Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all.
Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head, as if to clear it.
What the hell is wrong with me? There's memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason.
Okay, so this is where we learn about memory loss. If we go this route.
Memory loss?
Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
The Dark Descent?
Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you?
If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I?
Why are you an amnesiac? What a weird question to ask somebody.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Junpei paused for a moment, stared at Seven.
Are you telling the truth?
Huh?
Oh?
Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something?
Do you have amnesia, Junpei? Do you know what it's like to have amnesia? How can you tell people what it's like?
Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck. But that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it.
I feel like if I was amnesia, I feel like if I had amnesia and I couldn't remember my past, it might make me uncomfortable, but I doubt that I would have a lot of anxiety about it because you don't know what you don't know. So how are you supposed to be worried about what you don't know if you don't know what it is you're not remembering? Bro, Junpei, we gotta talk, man. No kidding.
After all, why worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually.
But that's it?
I'd accept the fact that I'm early set dementia. Oh, yeah.
That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
Seven gave Junpei a look the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret and turned to walk away.
How are you fine with something like that?
Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurance very reassuring. Question if he's telling the truth is one thing, because you're in a situation that brings to question a lot of things, but to assume that he should feel a certain way about it. Okay. Well, let's go back. Music stand. Might as well put the music I found on it. Put the ceramic plate on the bottom, and the glass plates onto. Wait a minute. What's wrong? Well, I put them all on top of each other, but they look odd. Doesn't really look like a song. Then in all likelihood, we haven't found them all. Need to find more glass plates. Okay, so I don't have all of the stuff. AGC, and then the bottom plate. We know that we have this. Almost feels like they're telling me that there's no point in which I can use that. Is there something I'm missing? We know this. Somebody spent a lot of time carving the legs on this chair. It'll sap like a twig if Seven sits on it, though. Mind your own business. Doesn't really go with 7, though. Okay. Is there anything else in here? It's like burned. Looks like it burns coke. Well, burned. Past tense. It's out. There's a fire here a bit ago, but it's out now. Okay. Now that we have, that we've used the water, can we empty out the tub? Man, this water's dirty. Can't see more than 4 inches or so. I can't see anything down there. Do you think? Think what? There's a plug at the end of this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. Right. Where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? Look at that. Nah, Junpei, you call it that. He did. 100%. Steak looks like he does good tea parties. Oh! Absolutely. Okay. There's nothing in the bathtub anymore. Okay, ceramic plate on the bottom and the stacked glass plates on top of it. Alright, good. Sweet. Now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I'm unable to, you see. Junpei giving me dickhead vibes right now. No kidding. He's kind of a douche right now. Hopefully he'll chill out a little bit. At least when we went with June, he was a little bit more relaxed. I think probably because she was there. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's anxiety. He's just a little on edge. We did just stare at a body for a little bit too. That was completely demolished. So that's probably a lot to do with it. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on the piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Yeah, alright. Let's give this a shot. Okay. Oh. Ah. Okay. Ah. Isn't it that one? No. Oh my god, I keep doing that, don't I? Am I just... Hello, Gavin. Pay attention. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Who is the body? The body is the ninth man who got himself blown up. There we go. I've heard that song before. Well, what a familiar tune I heard. Yeah, it sounds very familiar. Dun, 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 dun. Magician Quest School Bell flashbacks. Yeah. And we're done. Just like school. Just school bell. Absolutely. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? Yeah, just like you called it, Starry. I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No. Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. I mentioned the game and the tune appears. Yeah. Westminster. The palace in London that plays host these days to House of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays the very collection of notes on the hour. London? The capital of England, huh? At any rate, this door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. What about the safe? What about the safe? What about the safe? What about the safe? Safe? It's a safe. Safe, huh? The exit's open. Yes. Strange that we didn't need to open this to achieve our goal. You think it's important? I do! I wonder what's in there. It's safe with a dial lock on it. We won't be able to open it until we know the right numbers. Guess we'll just leave it alone now and move on. Can we bring it with us? It looks heavy, but I feel like 7 could handle it. Hello? Are we just leaving? Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. Oh, this is the bottom suitcase. Oh, this feels not good. I don't want to leave yet. Oh, I hate it. It feels gross. Yeah, sign's green now. I would imagine that means it's now unlocked. What the hell are we sitting around here for? Let's get out here. Get out of here. Alright, let's go. Oh my god. I feel uncomfortable. I found it, but not the safe code. He came out of the door and into a long, straight hallway. Pretty sure that's supposed to be we, not he.
Another hallway?
Oh, unless they're just referring to Junpei. Yeah, Junpei, because this is a third person, not like Junpei's point of view. He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him.
That should do it.
7 was bent over, apparently doing something to the door.
What's he up to?
He's keeping it open. Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently 7 had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei. I forgot to mention you can customize the classroom in Magician's Quest. Oh, nice.
I was just putting one of those plates in there.
Customization is so nice.
It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
Which means we can come back here when we have the code for the safe.
Ah, why would you want to come back here?
Sake was a reasonable one. 7 thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
So waiting for an answer, 7 started off down the hallway.
Well then?
It was pretty sus. Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed 7. That was pretty sus. That's a lie. Junpei thought to himself.
Can't say I could ever imagine 7 playing the piano. He couldn't use the piano in there anyway. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then?
Poor B's got a bit of a cough.
I have no clue.
Hey, wait for me!
Can you even change school uniforms? Sweet. Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and walked away toward his companions. But now we can go back. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area. Yeah.
Whoa, a metal grate?
A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half. Okay, now, how do I, there we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. Because we unlocked all of these last time, but because we're going down a different route, these are no longer available to us. But that's okay, because we already opened this. Doesn't seem like there's any on this side, so I guess we didn't. Okay, but here, this was the room that we were given the bookmark with the clover on it. This is the room that we discussed Ice 9. I forget. What happened in that room? Because, I think this is where we gave Clover the bookmark. Or is it this? I don't actually want to go here. Alright, doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Figure it out later. Yes.
Why is this thing...
They shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move.
Figures.
Are those elevators over there?
Yep.
No way to know if they're working or not from here.
So we were on the other side of the grate last time because we came out of here and went through here where this is the kitchen.
Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Fortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open.
Sounds like it's locked.
Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left side
Stairs
of the
leading
room.
down.
Oh, there's more doors this way.
They're blocked by the grate, though.
But this here seems accessible.
So we can open it?
Nah, I think it's locked, too. Look.
Venus? Beside her door is a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole is a small symbol. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal. This looks like the Venus symbol, I think.
What's this mark? The female symbol.
Wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake naturally was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine.
Yeah.
Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies.
Oh, that's right. The sun, Saturn,
And Earth.
and Earth.
So, as you can see, that one is likely,
Not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol.
so I assume.
Hold on. Where's 7?
Well, they had been discussing the symbol. Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt.
There he is, down that hallway.
Snake and Junpei turned to look for their missing companion. Astrology? Yeah, a lot of it is astrology for some reason. Just a lot of symbols are marked with like astrological signs. And some of the keys we get too that go to them. 7 had left them to head down the hallway, extending to the right of the
This
stairs.
way, Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door.
I wonder if this door will...
I used to study astrology and witchcraft. Cool! Sounds very much like a friend of mine who also used to study a lot of witchcraft and stuff, which was kind of awesome. Because she did a lot of tarot readings, which was cool. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door. I wonder if this... Okay.
How about that?
French door.
It opens.
I hate that they keep giving me narrative lines and then this. Junpei tested out the door, realized that unlike so many others that they had encountered, it was unlocked. There we go. That's what I want. Give me a narrative line and then I'll hit it to go. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. A new room? He stepped inside.
Oh, wow.
A casino? Took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new
Is
surroundings.
this some kind of casino?
Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door. They'd just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
Excuse me. As Seven and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration, and then kicked the door for good measure.
It seems we are once again locked in.
Well, there's no reason to panic, however.
Even if that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way.
So we must find another exit then.
All right, guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quickly now.
Spurred into action by Seven's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. A new room. The casino. I stopped studying witchcraft because of my mental health being affected. Oh, that's fair. That's reasonable. Looks like we have a blackjack table. We've got some poker tables. Maybe they're just dining tables. We've got some slot machines. This looks like probably a pillar, and then a bar. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe a fireplace again? This looks like maybe some sort of table too. Guess we'll find out. To let my dad see this? Oh, is he big into gambling? Yeah, fireplace. We have some things up here we can examine. Some slot machines. Is this the bar? No, that's the blackjack table. This is the bar, of course. So these are just tables. Yeah, okay. Oh. 5. The 5 of spades. There's nothing on the table anymore. Standard around the mill chairs. Square poker table. There's nothing on it. It's a chair. Yep, totally a chair. It feels like a chair. Nothing more, nothing less. Giving me a hard time about the chair for it. Jeez. Can't even freaking look at a chair without somebody giving me sass. See, perfectly normal and cherry. Okay. Took all the money that me and my brother were gonna use for college for gambling. Oh no. That square table. It looks like a mahjong table. Do you play mahjong, Seven? Maybe? I don't remember exactly, but I do remember a couple of hands and some of the rules, so I figure I must have played it at some point. Excellent. Once we've vacated this vessel, I should like to play a game with you. Can you, play? So long as you tell me which tiles I'm eliminating, yes, I believe I have at least enough skill to defeat an amateur. However, I must ask you to remove the red tiles when we play. I mean, Junpei was a dick face a bit ago. Yeah, but it's me checking. I want to know. Check out that stained glass. How beautiful. What? Huh? Stained glass is colored pieces of glass placed together in a frame. As I've said many times, I need only touch it to know. I can at least discern the basic structure. Okay. 3 spades. This place is like super amazing. What's this place for? Probably for playing Baccarat. Oh yeah, Baccarat. You could also do, it's also for blackjack. Looks a little off though. Yeah, look in the middle of the table. There's something mounted on it. See? Give me just one moment. Excuse me, I just had to blow my nose real quick. Man, I only know video games, not gamble games. I only know gamble games because of video games. Suddenly, Seven began to speak.
Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei?
Nope. Junpei shook his head. He barely even heard of the game.
No, never.
All right then. How about I explain the rules to you a bit?
Okay.
See, Baccarat is kind of an unusual game. You've got the banker and the player. The whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, it all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. You see, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards.
Kind of like when we choose the root in a way. So if you get a 14, then you take the 4.
Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose.
Ah. So if you were to say play, I don't know if you're adding a card, but you get like a 17, your number would be 7. But then if you get another card, like a 4, then you would become 21. So your number would then be 1. Interesting.
And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9, and the weakest hand is a 0. You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation, rushed though it had been, was helpful.
Well, maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played now.
However,
No.
we have no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules, and if it does, in what manner.
I don't get it.
And
That's
I guess
okay.
we try everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table. We have a 5 and a 3, and there's an 8. Okay, so we have to get 9 to be able to win. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So we would tie right now. So we need like an ace or something to be able to win. Junpei, I found this on the counter. It feels like a playing card. 7. Okay. Playing card. A 4. Okay. So with a 7 and a 3, we'll lose. 5 plus 4 is 9. We probably need 3 cards. Well, you look at that. Someone left a bottle of booze here. Don't mind if I do. Glug, glug, glug. Jeez. Ah. Oh, that hits the spot. Feels like my throat's burning. Damn, you really drank it. We don't even know how long it's been there. Or what was in it. Counter's pretty well polished. That's a lot of expensive glasses. Even cheap drinks taste great out of glass like these. Do they? It's like there's anything else back there though. Okay, well, maybe with orange juice. Okay, can I check this? Nope, sure can't. Those are some strange looking chandeliers. Look kind of like the UFOs from that movie, Michelle's Farm Tools. Huh? What kind of movie is that? I'm kidding. I don't think that's a real movie. There's firewood in the fireplace. And then looks like we have shadow boxes that we can use. Didn't think I'd find a card here. 6. Okay. There's a weird looking thing floating in there, even. Oh, here we go. It's lit up by the lights. Okay. Wait, when those 2 lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Oh, we got a bag of money. Coin bag? Casino coin. A whole bunch of coins stuffed in this velour bag. Look at all these coins. Perhaps these coins will allow us to convince the machines to move. Ooh, glass art for real, yeah. Okay, so it's probably it's probably for these. Okay, we can go over here. I like to look around a little first. Oh, an ace. It seems the card is attached to the panel. And attached very well, it seems. If you don't mind, what sort of card is it? It's a playing card. Ace of spades, in fact. So I need the ace to win. Hey, Junpei, you really think you got all the cards we need for this one? Hell, guess there's no harm in trying anyway. No, we're not trying yet. I don't have a a 9 yet. I have a 7, an 8, a 5, a 4, a 3. We probably need to get a 9. 6-stone great gate here, and these are locked. It's not exactly working out the way I expected. It's locked, isn't it? Is there a keyhole? If there is, I can't find it. Well, there must be some way to unlock it. Let's look around a little bit more, shall we? Okay. Three, 1, 2. Okay. All right, let's put coins from that bag in here. What happened? I have a 90s glass art with an angelfish inside it. Oh, nice. That's cool. I have one that's like 2005, 2006, that just has a dragon inside. I heard an odd noise. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I pressed some of the buttons and smacked the machine once or twice, but nothing happened. Oh. Looks like the coin got stuck. Oh dear. Okay, coins are stuck in there, but good. This machine won't be working anymore. Okay. Let's try number 2, I guess. Same with my mom, she's big on dragons. Yeah, cool. A slot machine, I see. There seems to be a coin slot on the upper corner, the upper left corner. Perhaps we should put coins we recently acquired there. Yes. Let's drop some coins in the slot. Come on, you little bastard. I only need one of you. Oh. Okay. Do I want these to match, or am I just... Or are these just like hit the button? What am I trying for here? I'm assuming 7s. I don't know how to time this. I thought I had the timing down, but probably gonna go down. My body ache isn't getting any better. Oh, well, I hope you feel better soon, Starry. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Okay, well, I got diamonds. Dang. I think I have it and I don't. I don't think I timed it. I think I just pushed them in the right order that time. Yeah, 7s. And I think I hear something unlocking in there. Impressive, Junpei. It would appear to be unlocked now. There's something akin to a drawer at the bottom part of this machine. Yes? That is a pickup drawer for dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please open it, if you would. Okay. Slot machine stand. I don't see anything suspicious. Oh, key. What is it? Is there something else or something in there? Yeah, playing card. And this. A key with the Venus symbol on it. Excellent, Junpei. Now we'll be able to open the gate. Then we just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei, hurry up. And he's off. There's a playing card and a Venus key. Better put them in my pocket for later. As for the card, we got the 2. It's the coin slot. Are we not gonna play? Play it to 3. Main body of slot machine. I don't need to use this for anything. Okay, then we're just not gonna play. Oh! Welcome in, Raiders! I can do this kind of dance. Hello, Osage. How's it going? Welcome in. The Tree Grove has arrived to bring shade and water. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the shade and the water. Welcome in, Osage. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Let me just give you a quick shout out real quick here. I pushed the wrong button. That was a question mark, not a not a backslash. Welcome in. How you doing? What were you playing, Osage? I hope you had a good one. Kaiserpunk. Oh, Kaiserpunk. Hello, welcome in. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, my twig fingers. Hey, it's okay. It's complicated. I don't blame you. Don't worry. I know what you're saying. Hello. Hi, Osage. As long as I know what you're saying, that's all that matters, right? I think that's all that matters. If anybody coming in with the raid, if you don't know who I am, my name is Gav Cactus. I'm a cactus who likes to play games, a variety streamer, and artist here on Twitch, and we're currently playing some Zero Escape, the Nonary games, 999, which stands for, if you give me a moment, I always forget the exact title. Nope. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. There we go. That's the order it goes in. Hours, persons, doors. Yes, it's a city building and grand strategy game that was released this past Friday. Ooh, there's a lot of new games that have been coming out that I haven't heard of lately. It seems that people are really getting into them, so that's exciting. Very exciting. I hope you're having a lot of fun with it. Anything that's like city building, I don't usually get too into, but then like I play like farm sims, and then I'm like, man, I should play a city building game and see how I do. Maybe this is the one to try it out on. Especially like called Kaiserpunk. I'm assuming there's maybe some steampunkish-ness to it. Am I right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm a little off. I don't know. But it sounds like something very steampunk-esque. To those of you who came with the raid, if you need to raid and run, you need to get a snack, go for a walk, do a little rest after stream. I totally understand. Please don't hesitate to do so. But if you'd like to stick around while we continue solving rooms and figuring out what is going on in this place, please feel free to stick around. We are currently on our sort of, I'm going to say pseudo second playthrough of this game. I say pseudo because in this version we have access to sort of a chart of events, and we can go back to previous events and take different routes, solving different escape rooms and kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together of the overarching story. And we're hoping to find some information in general. If this is a game that you're interested in playing, though, this is a very spoiler heavy game, and you'll most likely be spoiled if you choose to stick around. But if that's something that you want to avoid, totally understand. Don't worry. But yeah, we're trying to get out of this casino at the moment. We're making progress, but we have a few things we still need to find. So, but thank you so much, Osage. I hope you had a lot of fun with your game. It sounds super interesting. I'm actually very intrigued by it. Okay, so we have this. So we are currently trying to figure out, I think I need a 9 card. Maybe I just need enough cards to make the number 9. I was thinking the ace would be good to have on the table if we have 3 cards that add up to 9. The thing is, we also know for a fact on the table here we have an 8 of spades. We don't have the 8 yet. Baccarat table, there's glass in the center of it, yes. Okay, well, let's see. What do we have that equals gives us a 9 in the 1 spot? Because we could easily do like 7. Well, here, let's do this. We have a 7 plus 6 equals what? 13. Okay, so then we would need we would need a 6, which doesn't really work. Let me just make sure that I pay attention to like what cards we don't have. We have a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7. Okay, so we have 2 through 7. We do not have an 8, a 9, or an ace. Okay. Kaiserpunk was on my watch list for a while with the city building element, so I wanted to try it out. Being a new game, it's challenged, but I'm impressed with it so far. Very cool. I will definitely have to take a look and see what's up with it. I'll probably pop on and check one of your VODs out then, if you are okay with that. Plus 4 equals what? 11? Okay, so we would need 8. So that won't work. 7 plus 5 equals 12. So I would need 7. Not gonna work. Okay, let's say 6 plus 5 gives us what? 11. We would need 8. Very bad at math. I mean, we could just go on the lower end, right? Because 4 plus 5 is 9. So what if we did 4 plus 3 plus 2? I don't know why I said either way it's 9. 4 plus 3 plus 2. Hey, 7. Are we really supposed to play Baccarat? It's a Baccarat table. What the hell else would we do? Stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand? Well, there's an 8 in the glass case. Alright, then your opponent's number. That's your opponent's number. If that's the case, what 3 cards do we need to get that number? To get that number? There are a couple of indentations with the white lines around them, right? Those mean we gotta put down 3 cards. So, place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what I've got to do, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I start, I'd better make sure I've got the rules straight. There are 3 empty indentations. I just gotta pick a card and play it. I figure if I put them in the right spot, something ought to happen. Alright, let's give it a try. 4, 3, 2. Okay, alright. If I just put down these 3 cards, yes, open for me. Great. You did it, Junpei. You think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it. Alright, let's take this card. We have an 8. Okay. That's good. 3 cards I put down are stuck to the table. Oh. It won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Well, that sucks. Don't need to hang around here anymore. Okay, well, I guess we don't need those. Oh! The ace equals... The ace is one of the cards, so we have to put the 8 in here. We have to put the 8. Of course, because 8 plus 1. Oh. And then you go, hey! Alright, it opened up. It seems we have yet another device to contend with. There are 3 slots in this one. Okay, what do I have left? 7, 6, and 5. Okay, 7, 6, and 5. $18, Didgeridoo 9. Okay, let's see. 3 slots for cards, and there's a 9 right below them. So that probably means we gotta make 9 with these 3 cards. We put them in the slot, right? Just like we did over at the Baccarat table. Alright, let's give it a shot. 5, 6, 7. Open. Good. Right. So I put all the cards we had left into the slots. What happens now? Is that... Yes! I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. Alright. We did it. Alright, let's go. We did it! That was not the hardest one. I will admit, that was actually pretty easy. You found it. I found it. I did it. Me. Junpei's companions ran out of the casino into a large open room. A room, in fact, they had been in once before. There was little to surprise them there. Excuse me. They already knew what their next step had to be.
This way.
The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway. And right in the center of it,
The keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With a distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
It sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side, and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed, and the gate creaked open. Goodness gracious.
It sounds as though you have opened it. We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
Snake, are you gonna be all right? I mean, the stairs.
Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards.
Good to hear. Let's move.
In Seven's words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check the next deck down, just in case.
It's going to be filled with water. When he reached the water, he called back up the Snake and Seven.
Just what I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The surface of the water below them was flat, like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
He began searching around, taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them. And another weird mark.
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns, right?
Why are we hating on Lotus so bad? We don't even know anything about her, and we're just like being a douche.
Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it.
He loves it.
That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Oh, would you watch it, man? Whew, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
Naively, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he had gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff. Huh. So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven.
Jeez.
Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull.
7! Oh, that's too much! Oh, my head!
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
In other words, we gotta find a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There was a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on for forever. And all 3 men suddenly felt very small.
Ah, shit. We're not gonna have enough time to check all these, are we?
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
To the right this time.
After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one at the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were 4 French doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
The hospital room. Alright, let me just check our flowchart here. Okay, so we're still in the novel area. So not until we finish with sort of this section, I guess, will we be down here. Which is great, because it means that we finish with this path entirely, almost. I think once we do that, we'll probably go through the 7 door? Didn't we go through the 8 door last time? What door did I go through last time? I don't remember. Crap. I mean, I could double check the flowchart. It'll be fine. I'm not too worried. He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place? It's so huge and empty.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3, blank, 7, and 8. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
3 of them threaded their way through the beds towards the back of the room. Alright. Upon reaching them, they proceed to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail. Because the thing isn't there.
Yep, locked. Just like I thought.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
Whoa, check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
Look at the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase?
Yep.
If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one...
There's nothing.
Right? You think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panels, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever and still nothing. As soon as they discovered it wasn't only the red on the door 8, that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
They've got to be broken. Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this.
I almost feel like this is done on purpose to make sure that whoever was the first to get here didn't immediately move on to the next area for some reason. These 3 wouldn't be able to anyway, but if the other 5 had gotten here first, they would have been able to activate the doors with at least 3 people, I assume.
Whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
And since Santa would have probably known for a fact that somebody could get here before him, he probably wanted to make sure that he was there for it as well. While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh, there's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
The other 2 reds are the same. Something's been removed from all 3 of them.
I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Fair. Just then, they heard the sound of a door opening.
Oh, what now?
The 3 of them turned and saw the rest of the people. Akane. Oh, no. Junpei thought it's...
June!
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of the companions who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms that they had been through and how they ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another, because they hadn't died. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died, but they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy. Junpei thought the joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive. Alright.
And that's what we know.
I wonder if there's an ending here where Junpei dies. That would not surprise me. With that, Junpei finished his own explanation.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until 7 unexpectedly spoke up.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship.
Okay, this seems to, maybe we're kind of hitting the... We might be.
Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked at 7, shocked both by his knowledge and the apparent identity of their prison. See, we don't have like the context of hanging out with June and speaking about the Titanic in the first place now, because we didn't go through the room with her. But this is sort of where I guess it would tie in, is with the Gigantic. He was not the only one.
What is this Gigantic?
7 nodded to Lotus and began to speak.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic.
I wonder if Gordain, like, if a Gordain is the dead captain. I'm assuming it wouldn't be Lord Gordain because it was so long ago, but I mean, it's an old man in that ship, or in that room. Maybe, no?
Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself.
Could be a relative.
Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
7 looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment and then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
And almost as if to save 7 from further embarrassment, a bell began to ring from far away.
Oh, a bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. 12.
It's midnight. Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Are we there? Not yet. I keep thinking we're gonna be there, but I don't know.
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room.
They had been examining the room as they talked.
But we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Uh-huh.
Several many.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Well, you already checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right then. That's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Lotus did not seem excited by this prospect. 7 fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
He knows a lot about the ship. Unless he's like the... Oh, maybe 7 is a Gordain. Maybe he's the like a son or a grandson or something in the family that inherited the ship. After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with, and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes.
They also determined when they would return to report their findings. Next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room of beds.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah. Sounds straightforward enough.
If during their search any of them were to locate missing components, they were to yell for the others.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If the strategy failed, they'd return to discuss their options later.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
Details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. Did we do it? Okay, perfect. So we made it to the next point. We can skip ahead because we know what's going to happen. We know that they weren't able to find the parts, but somebody did. Snake doesn't return. They don't know where Snake is. So they kind of have to figure out what to do next and what doors they want to go through. We went through door 7 because Lotus is going into 8, and I felt uncomfortable going in with Lotus. But it was Lotus, Santa, and June that went through. Ace basically drank something to knock himself out, and then 7, Clover, and I went into the next room. So that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead, get a 7, 3, 7, and 8 doors. Yes. Okay. Can we go? Yes. Yeah, this is Ace going to sleep. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom so bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll come back and keep going. My brain just wasn't connecting the word together, so it's MC Policeman. Thank you for chilling. I appreciate it. I just had to run to the bathroom real quick. Thank you so much for chilling out. All right, so this is just after we were discussing which doors we need to go through. We had too many people, so somebody wouldn't be able to go through. Ace made it easy by drinking something that would knock him out, and now we're taking and putting him on the bed. I guess Junpei took and put him up on a bed the best he could. Laid him on the bed. He'd been leaning. Yeah. And when Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
Right. So the last time we went through door 7 because it was 7, Clover, and Junpei. Right. Which meant that Santa, June, and Lotus went through the other one. That happened because Junpei and June can't go through the door. 5 and 6 will not add up to 7 or 8. Santa and Clover can't go through the door, same reason. And then Lotus and 7 can't go through the door, same reason. So it would have either been Santa, Lotus, and June, or I think 7 being, yeah. So if I 3, 5, and 8, why didn't we go through 7? Because I guess the other one would have been Clover, 7, and June then. Huh? Why didn't we do that before? We just chose not to, I guess. So I'm assuming if we're going to go through, I would probably need to go through with these two? No. Am I going through with Santa? They can't go through the same door unless we went through 3. I want to go through 8 this time. I'm not ready to go through the door with the Bodhi. Because 7 doesn't want to go through the door with Lotus, does he? No, they can't go through. Duh. Duh. Duh me. Duh me. There it is. So it's gonna be Lotus, Clover, and I.
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
Felt wrong, but he had to agree. And suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Lotus wanted to go through 8.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step toward 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child, caught it with his hands in the cookie jar.
Who, me?
The cookie.
I didn't say nothing.
His hands in the cookie jar. I know, I said it like that.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Jeez. Shot him a glare that would have melted steel and turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
Last. Junpei's mind was already made up. I want door 8.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 7.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
That's what we did not do that. Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Plan
Or
C.
3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations.
No. But this is what... That's not... Because last time... That's what we did. 4, 5, and 7 go through 7. Yes, okay. This is what we did last time. We did plan B last time. We have an ad starting about 1 minute and 30.
In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up in the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't already. Technically. Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up.
Oh, cool. They kept track of what we just did.
I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Well, maybe he said the same thing before, but I think he's explaining, like, we all had to split up the group. Interesting. That's a good way to play with the words.
Probably.
She didn't sound very helpful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip, gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Right, because her brother is missing.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for the respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed toward door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then, Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
So we're still with Clover.
It's open.
Narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Her eyes met.
June.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arm and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave the cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. So she saw it right away.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm. Aloof, perhaps.
Pointless.
Oh. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched as the girl receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
You are such a dick. Literally, her brother's missing, and you're just being an asshole. Her sarcasm seemed a little bit more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl. Gotta run some errands, Gav. Have fun with stuff. Yes, take care, Osage. Thanks so much for raiding in. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Take care.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake.
Yeah, no kidding.
Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. Well, we're here now.
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end.
There's a door on the left, though.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your time zone, too. Yeah, will do. Take care. For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Laboratory. Oh. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
A laboratory? Huh.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please, you first.
Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Ugh, fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. Here we go. This would be good. His steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see the other side of the division.
You know, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. The body again. In the center of a room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on the table. Nope, laid on what looked like a medical exam table.
Looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus came up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
Yeah, a little bit. Lucky, what's up? Hi, how you doing? Hello, hi. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Long time no see, how you doing?
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Well, you know. Aw, missed you too. How you doing? I hope you're having a good one.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way.
Yeah. You know how it would be. They just throw
I think that thing's gonna
mannequin.
suddenly sit up or something, do you?
It's a robot. At best. If it did sit up, it's a robot at best. Got so many new games to be hyped for this year, and 2 of the 6 I have. Oh man! Tell me. What games? What games are we talking about?
I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it.
Yeah, that's fair. It could be a robot more than a mannequin.
If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
Random. She's gripping her multiple arms. The knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. Her brother is missing. Why is this so confusing for people? Atelier Yumiya and Bleach Rebirth of Souls are both so good so far. Awesome. Also got a new model. Ooh, exciting.
What is she?
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hell yeah. There's something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you.
Have you been? I'm doing all right. I've been working a lot. I've picked up a second... Ow! I picked up a second job, sort of. But it is in animation, so it's good. It's part-time, though. So I'm going to be starting tomorrow and trying to balance things for a couple months while I work on a part-time animation position. And hopefully, I don't burn out. That's the plan, at least. But it'll be good for a little bit, at least getting some practice in. So hope we can stream together sometime. Yeah, hopefully, eventually my schedule will open up and I'll be able to start streaming with people again. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Okay. I mean, to be fair, her brother literally just went missing. Like, you know, she needs some space. Gotta give some space. I do need people to voice act what I play until then. Until then. I don't know that game.
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip. and was
Junpei,
silent,
you just don't get it!
was silent for a moment and then said,
It's the final egg!
Thank you for the final egg. Her cry took Junpei by surprise. He stumbled backwards a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind!
I know.
Something happened to him!
I know.
Something bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus and back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei and Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk away. To quickly walk.
Hey, wait,
Walk
Clover.
quickly away. I got there eventually.
Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
You might as well have been talking to a wall. For all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, without warning, the iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis, sealing Clover in. Well, that's not great. Ooh. Thank you for stretch. I will stretch. Oh. Big stretch. Thank you. Oh, I felt good on the shoulders. I was shrimping a little bit too, so that's good.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Clover. I feel like we can't be surprised by this. You were given 2 warnings, and don't get me wrong, your emotions were definitely in the way, but you were given some warnings, right?
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Cry out. You'll never do it on your own.
Rude. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. 3 of them pulled as hard as they could, but... I'm assuming we're trying to pull up.
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Oh man, here we go! Seek a way out! Exclamation. That's what's over here, if you can't tell. Okay, so we're up here. Clover, I'm assuming, is down inside the mannequin room. It looks like there's another set of stairs here and probably another door. I'm assuming also blocked off. And then what looks like another set of stairs that leads up to here for some reason. I don't know where the door out is. Oh, it must be this down here. This must be the door out. Okay. You got it. Let's take a look around. So we have the area in front of us. We have what looks like lockers behind. Oh, I see. Okay. So we were standing here. We turned. Oh, now we're looking at this. So we have some lockers. So it looks like a console. Some sort of computer system here. Not sure what that is. These look like maybe... This almost looks like places for bodies. Like a morgue almost. Right? I can't even look at it. Who knows? Yeah, some computers. And then we have a monitor over here. Okay. Well, they're made of really thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it. Silver handrail. Okay. Junpei, do something, please. Yep. Quick, figure out how I'm gonna get out of here. Well, Okay, I was hoping to examine that, but that's fine. Oh! I was not expecting something to open. We have ethanol for some reason. Ethanol? I wonder if this is for antisepsis. Oh, it says anhydrous... What the heck is happening to my brain? Hold on a second. Let me take a sip. It says anhydrous ethanol. There we go. What the heck? Anhydrous? Is that different from regular ethanol? Come on. That's common knowledge. Anhydrous ethanol is a powerful cleaner. It can even erase marks left by a permanent marker. I did not know that. That is not common knowledge. I would disagree with you. I guess that's all there is. A whole bunch of steel lockers. 9 of them. The 9 on the right all have little red lights on them. Red lights, huh? Well, can't hurt to give these babies a try. Yep, just as I thought. Loctite is all 9 of them. I wonder if there's anything important in there. These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful in there. And no, nothing. Great. Boxes? They're cardboard boxes with some paper and stuff in them. What's in the boxes? They look quite full. As far as I can tell, it's just a bunch of notes about some kind of experiments. But it's all really technical stuff. I don't really get it. Okay, now I'm wondering if these boxes talk about the experiments that that Clover and Snake went through. That we learned in our other playthrough. I can't seem to click on anything there. The mouse. The keyboard. This is the computer. The power isn't on. Well, there's a power button. This is a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oops. Yeah, you're right. No power cable. This thing isn't even connected to the main computer, though. It's got a monitor, keyboard, mouse, but that's it. Just sticking the power cable in isn't going to do anything. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, so we need to find a power cable. We have a clock. The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may have stopped, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure out a way to get out of here. Okay, looks like we have a cable on here. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we can use any of these. Well, I can say for sure I don't know how to use at least one of them. I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. I think it's a power cable. Power cable, huh? I'll take that. 3-prong power cable. It's definitely a power cable. Do you remember if you ran into anything that didn't have power? Alright, well, okay. Hold my hand, please. Thank you. Say various pieces of equipment. Some of them might be useful. Okay, we have clearly a key for the system. And this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. I wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. It's a really old type of keyboard. Okay. And then this is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. Yep. Alright, and then there's this panel. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happened. Alright, let's take a look over here before we check the other thing. Hey, Clover? There's a door here over here too. Wait, I'll be right there. I can hear her over there. Is this gonna... Damn it. I can't open it. Clover? What about your side? It won't work. I can't even move the knob. Looks like this door is the exit. The door on the right just goes to the laboratory. No, this door isn't going anywhere. No dice. It won't open. I mean, that's about as much as I expected. I don't think Zero will let us open... What? I don't think Zero would let us out of the room quite that easily. Well, we could hope, right? We could hope. And then I can't check these. Okay. And then we have this. let's just look down here. I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen line over here. I think someone probably used to make the table black. Use it to make the table black. Poppers, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. It's a good time for it. I'm getting a little stumbly. Thank you so much, Poppers. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Well, if they only use the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. So this is the area that she's talking about, I think. Clover, do you think you can erase it? We have ethanol for it. Yeah, sure. Oh, it's permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from permanent marker? Erase ink from permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. I wonder what they washed here. There are these weird colored stains all over the sink. I think this thing is a monitor for whatever experiment they were running here. There's a bunch of stuff on here like resistant value and voltage. The power's off, so there's nothing on it right now. Wonder what this is. This thing here looks like a voltmeter, and this is the control for that? Gosh, there's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them? Nope, nothing. There's no power here, guys. I turned the dial a whole bunch, but even if I turn all the switches on, nothing happens. Goodness. Alright, let's see if we can hand the ethanol through. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I gonna wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Kidding, just kidding. Please, don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. Okay, well. Does she try anything? Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Huh? Soak it with ethanol. Use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right. Okay. So I gotta soak the cloth with ethanol. Well, she got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Okay, well, I guess while she's doing that, we'll come over here. Nope. Okay. Items. There we go. Monitor doesn't have power cable, so the end of this cable needs to be connected to a monitor. And the other end needs to plug in under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in. Huh? Well, shoot. I can't use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not going to fit, is what I'm saying. In other words, we're going to need to plug a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. That's right. Ay-yi. And I can't click any of these? Nope. There's this down here, but it doesn't look like I can do anything with that. Can I hand this to Clover? Look, Clover. Right now, at this moment, you're the only person we can depend on. I trust you with this. You trust me? I feel kind of special. I feel like she's playing us. I feel like she's playing us. Suddenly, I feel like she's playing us. I don't like that she's like suddenly like, oh, okay. Although she did feel like more at ease in the other playthrough. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff of the cables. I can see the wires inside. Okay, but there's no like other... How are we doing here? Soak the cloth in ethanol and... Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off! Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. It's the deal with the drawing Clover found. Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. I wonder what this is. Could she redraw it with literally what this is? This is a pen, right? There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you got a pen and a notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and hand them to me through the bars? Okay. Roger. Okay. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper numbers on it acquired. New material has been added to the file screen, which we have not checked in a long time. The note Clover copied from the stand in the laboratory. It has 4 numbers written on it in separate cells. Okay, well this kind of explains a lot. 1, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, bottom right, top left, center. Sorry. Whole bunch of lockers, 9 of them are locked. Can I not? Okay. Why can't I do anything with this? I thought for sure that was it. Does she have anything to say? Well, those numbers are going to be helpful. Oh. Door laboratory is locked right now. Uptight. It's not going to open. Clover can't open the door from the other side either. Okay. And there's not much I can do with this. Power distribution panel, distribution board, and control panel, they're not working at the moment. Let's see. What am I missing here? Doesn't seem to be anything that I can see. What am I missing? I've got to be missing something. Hey Clover, how are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2 prongs? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to kind of crouch down to get a look at under there. Is that what it said? What did it say? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't know. The cable on the monitor has it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it. Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... What? Well, I can unplug it, but it seems connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn it. That's no good then. How about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? It's the sort of thing that makes it the plug with the 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless. Not useless at all. That's just what we're looking for. Okay. Can you hold on for a little bit? But back down she goes. Okay. Alright. Unplugged. I'll hand it to you over to the bars, okay? Here you go, the 2-prong plug. Thanks. Alright. That works. Okay, put the 2-prong plug onto the head of this power cable. There we go. Now we have a 2-prong connector. Whew. Alright, I got the 2-prong power cable in my hand. Pretty sure this will work. Under the desk I go. And let's just plug this thing into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. I just want to check something real quick. Do we have... Oh, I can't. Hold on. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's going to happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Junpei, push the button in the front of the monitor. Can I? There we go. Okay, we have an escape and then a novel. Okay, so there's only a single escape room here. There's not going to be a ton after. And then it's here. It looks like we have novel, escape, novel, escape, novel, novel, or escape, escape. There might be extra escape rooms here that we don't know about. There's also this, which is confusing. We don't know where that leads, but apparently it's the same path as this. Okay. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
With a sort of hum, it turned on. Updating RSF file, make directory make BC 297.3 seconds start. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this is a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
He most certainly had not, but...
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Dora, thank you for hydrate. I shall hydrate. Doing it now. Thank you. Glad you found internets.
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
On my own.
Oh, yes, thank you for cheese. I appreciate it.
Lotus?
Ah. And thank you for throwing literally everything at me. Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. See, this is interesting because if Lotus is Alice, then there's a lot of questions that we have. Like, how would she know all this information? Like, about computers and stuff. Who knows? She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Okay. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Do you watch Invincible? I watched the first season. I haven't watched anything after that. Then before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed. The click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Junpei is not looking at her hands. Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect that, did you?
And I can't use the line, sorry.
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast. I can't even see your fingers. What kind of job do you have? What are you?
I'm actually going through My Hero Academia for the first time recently. I'm season 2, but you know.
I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit.
I have a lot of catching up to do on animes.
Why?
Lotus blinked.
Huh? Oh, it was just something.
She stopped typing for a moment, and her face fell.
I see.
This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. There we go. That's better. He's looking in a better direction. Lotus's fingers began to move again. In a few seconds, she was back up to speed. As she typed, more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across her screen.
Oh, what are you doing now?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version?
She's hacking into the system. Without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain.
A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher.
Right.
It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. I'm writing a program that would run an attack like that on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly. But given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do.
Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed down or missed the key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd.
But back to what we were talking about earlier.
I almost said awkward.
What were we talking about?
Which would probably also be true.
The wireless display? It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right?
Oh, here we go again with more math. Ugh.
So you enter 1 + 1.
Right.
The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange?
No? Not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you?
No.
Who calculated 1 + 1?
Computer.
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes. Just as I expected. When this wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculations.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
Okay. Let's continue to type. Junpei scratched his head.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really.
Okay. Oh, that's so frustrating, because she did the same thing when she was talking about the field. Hold on. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. She's talking about the, was it hypnotic field? I don't have any of the information.
It's just, I thought maybe.
She did the same thing where she explained something integral and something complicated and compared it to certain things that we were doing. And then when we're like, what does this have to do with what we're doing? And then she's like, nothing. It's clearly something.
What if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body.
Okay, she's definitely talking about... This sounds very familiar, like... Okay. She clearly was a part of the experiment done to Clover and Snake. But, like, she seems to be on the research side. Her previous job must have had something to do with running the experiments.
We just don't know it. We never even think about it.
Did she
just
run
like
the
those
experiment?
cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications.
Was she just part of the team?
We can't imagine that there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts.
Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. Her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like it from someone like her. Goodness.
The brain is just an output device. Human thought actually occurs somewhere else.
I understand what she's saying. It's kind of like, what if we're all just computers or creatures that transmit our thoughts wirelessly to these bodies? And these bodies are the things that we are functioning from some distant place. What is, I guess, there's no way to prove that that's not the case if all we're doing is examining the brain inside our bodies. We're simply assuming that because certain functions are connected to certain things in our bodies, that those functions are decided by the brain itself. I get it.
That's just crazy talk.
Did Lotus really think that? He wondered. It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether too much like a bizarre cultish religion. See,
Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia.
Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued.
If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight too.
I have aphasia. No, I have aphantasia.
Perhaps they actually can't speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly.
Thank you for attack. You punched me with a weapon.
I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. What?
Prosopagnosia. He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess, but he never heard the word prosopagnosia.
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
Prosopagnosia. Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him while still typing. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head.
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Ah, face blindness.
In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other.
I know somebody with face blindness.
That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to.
It's one of those things where you would see them and they would know that they know you, but they didn't know who you were until you said hi. And then they'd be like, oh, I know who this is now.
Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair.
Yeah.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo,
face,
right?
It's hard to tell the difference. Quirtykins, how you doing? I just googled what the inside of a cactus looks like, and it's gross and weird. What do you have to say for yourself? I mean, what do I need to say? I'm still wearing my skin. I'm being polite. I'm not showing what's inside. What about what's inside of you? What's inside of a Quirtykins? I bet it's gross and weird as well. Please keep your skin on. I will.
To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same. Even though they've obviously got faces, it's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that works with them would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart.
Humans are also pretty gross on the inside. It's true.
Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
It's absolutely true.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Oh, wow. Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
It's pretty cool, though. Apparently, those huge cacti have a lattice of woody bones. Ooh.
What about the other half?
I mean, it makes sense. That's what helps keep me standing in my pot.
Well,
my bones. My wood bones.
I guess I was just adulting.
Adulting? Oh, my lord.
Not funny.
Is she a millennial? That is very much like a line from my time, my generation. Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Take it seriously.
I do not believe you. There's no way that was a story you made up. Liar.
It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time.
She's definitely a part of the experiments.
Looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
I'm gonna kill you instead. As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the enter key.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
Brute force. It's not that hard, Junpei. They're words. They are simply words.
I certainly did. And let's see what we got.
Chunks of text flickered on and off in quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, and disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted. What if she... No, well, okay. Because this is very clearly what, like, the way she described what if, you know, humans work like this is very clearly the same kind of thing that was described by Clover in our other playthrough. The experiments that her and Snake went through. But what if she is someone who connected to Alice? I feel like that I'm going too far. I think I'm stretching too far. Stretching a little too far.
Piece of cake.
I can feel it as I say it. Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back, but it not have made her look entirely ridiculous. Oh. I feel a little awkward when I pat myself on the back. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square. Incredible. Oh my god, I found out I can actually tune in and hear if it's audio only. Yippee, finally, yeah! Sweet. I'm glad you were able to figure it out.
The screen changed again. What the hell is that?
No idea. Looks like a puzzle.
Uh-huh. Suddenly, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, all right?
I've been missing the Gav 999 experience. Oh no.
I did my part.
There's still a VOD, I promise. I don't know if anything interesting has happened.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. Shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
But see, now I'm suspicious again, because the only way that anybody would have been able to get through this room is to have somebody who could hack this computer. The only person who seems capable of hacking this computer, as far as I know, is Lotus. Lotus wanted to come into this room. No matter what, she chose 8 and wanted to be in this room. This makes me want to choose the 3-door more now. So we can tell, does she end up going through the 8 room anyway, while the rest of us go through 3?
No problem. And make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Okay. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on screen. I already know the answer. Alright. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Well, let's take a look. Oh, these all open. Look, Junpei. The lights on the lockers are green. Then we must have unlocked it with a computer puzzle. And we only took from the middle locker yet. Ooh, we have 2 keys. There's more than 1 key in here. This one is small and it looks like it goes some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches the keyhole in the door on the A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you way deep in my pocket. Now, as for the other key, my belly keeps making sounds. I'm trying to turn so it doesn't pick up on my mic too much. If you hear belly sounds, I'm sorry. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
I don't have a bookmark this time, Clover. I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask you something.
Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right?
Yes?
Did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
My belly just made another sound. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Why is she asking me this? Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course, she would have been worried about him.
Well, let me think.
He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something even small. Even a small something that would help her. Maybe he found the code for the small safe and went back to check it out. However...
Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it.
Okay.
Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but...
Poor Clover,
If you don't mind, I was hoping you could tell me if... Is Snake, was he born...
You're talking about his eyes?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm.
His arm?
Yeah. My brother's left arm is... it's not like a normal person's arm.
Yes, tell me.
It's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
I knew it. I freaking knew it.
Oh.
That's terrible. Terrible, but I knew it.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Alright. Well. Great. Let's go ahead and check out this computer. Activation key. This key, the shape, sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. See, now I'm starting to think because, okay. I was thinking earlier today, I was thinking, what if it was like Lotus or somebody who was the one who killed the guy in the captain's cabin? Because he had something to do with the experiments. Maybe Lotus is involved. Maybe it was Santa. Maybe Santa had something to do with it. Maybe Snake, now that he's off by himself somewhere, maybe he's the one who did it. But like, I'm starting to think, I kind of mentioned Clover as a joke, but I'm starting to think, I'm wondering if like there's resentment to what happened between her and her brother, and if that guy had something to do with the experiments, she could easily do it. The only problem is I have no idea how she could have even done it, or if even the timelines would match up. Like, if she would have been able to do it then, it doesn't make sense. We were with her the whole time. No, we weren't with her the whole time. We weren't with her at the beginning. I don't know anything. I'm trying to put things together that I don't have enough information on. I'm just trying to, like, make sure that anybody who could have done it... I feel like she's at the bottom of the list right now, out of the people I suspect. But she's still on there because I've got questions. Alright, this key, the shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. Just the way that she is connected with her brother, and whatever her brother and she went through, how attached she is to him. It makes me wonder, but it's fine. Well, when I have more information, I'll know more. Alright, I'm turning it on. I get so stuck in the middle of my thoughts, so I'll try to solve a puzzle. Okay, the monitor's on now. And it's full of letters. Perfect. I don't know what those are for. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of an abnormal subject behavior. Okay. It says power restored to experimental device. Can I do anything? Typing on this keyboard doesn't do squat. Okay. Let's see. Is anything happening in here? Does not seem to be happening. Oh, thank you for hydrate. I shall do so. Thank you. There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Huh. Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. Well, She looks sad because now we know what's going on with her. Junpei, thank you so much for everything. Whoa, what's this all about? And also, I'm sorry I messed up. Hey, we can talk about this when we get out, okay? Just hang on, Clover. I'm gonna get you out of there right away. Yay. This worries me when somebody starts, like, becoming more affectionate towards the main character in a situation like this. I'm like, what's the play here? What's going on? This is the first time I've actually seen a genuine smile out of this chick. Especially, like, when she's going through such, like, a terrible situation, not knowing where her brother is. Red flag? Red flag! Such a red flag! I'm red flagging all over the place. I don't know what that means. That's not the way that I wanted it to. This looks like the control for electronic door lock. There's a red light on display that means it's locked. Yes. If we can get that light to turn green, then maybe we can get Clover back. That's the idea. Okay, does this do anything? Don't need the computer anymore. Alright. Do these do anything? The only thing about the room that's changed, the lever's down now. Not very impressive. Oh. To experimental device. There must be something that Clover has to do. The monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. Junpei? This thing here is on now. Yeah, it's because we activated the power on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay. Yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn, turn, turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. The wash basin, yes. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables, yes. Mannequin lying on the exam table. I can't really see it very well from here, but it looks like there are a bunch of cables sticking out of its head. Maybe you increase the voltage? Roger. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey! Wait, Clover. Ah, shit. Stand back, hide behind the stairs. What? I think, oh. Brain fried? Oh my god. The mannequin's head. Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. God, what the hell? Fire detected, fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Oh. Control device for the electronic door lock. Green light is on. Junpei, look at the light. Yes, it's green. The emergency system has been activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Junpei, come on, kid, jump. She's safe. Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close the door again, I think. Yes, thankfully there's no other door, one made of bars, you know, that would let the smoke through. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I almost died. I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now, we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's gonna stay in that room. Not gonna stay in that room forever. I mean, where's the fire gonna go? What are you doing, Junpei? Let's just get out of here. But I want to look. What are you doing, Junpei? It's dangerous over there. Okay, alright, fine. Jeez. Everybody's so sassy with me, man. These two, Seven, Ace, Santa. Why y'all so freaking sassy? Maybe it's me. Maybe if everybody is sassy with me, it's me. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus left out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest. Ooh, phew, and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clean air. With each one, he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
How about that one?
The final door sat in the corner of the hallway. It's door
Let's hope
number...
this is the door with the prize.
It's the blank door. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt about the voice. No doubt the voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Yep.
Huh?
He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. 3 of them.
June? Santa! 7!
They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
Oh my god, really? I feel like... We've done this. We did this once already. And now we're surprised that it's happening again.
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near this small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
A loop. Yeah, it's... So far it's been a loop twice, so everything kind of loops back around.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Eventually.
Door 7. And...
Well, okay, I guess between... I guess 4 and 5 didn't loop back around, but these ones do. Which, you know, we can always go back, though. That's the thing.
Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact, door 3 does, too.
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it again.
And that's how the nonary game works.
Mm-hmm. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. This leads to...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. They lead back to the hospital.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
As one, they all moved back toward the door Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it in his pocket and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded, their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the hallway and into the room. Even without looking around, each of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map said they would be.
We're back.
Mm-hmm.
In the hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying.
Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah. Now, so this all connects back. Okay, so we've been through this. We've been through this one. We're getting down to about 9 minutes before I have to call it. But this gives me a lot of information. Now, I'm not getting any keys like I got on this side. I'm not getting any keys on this side. and I don't think I'm missing anything. I haven't really been given any options other than going through certain doors. So I don't think I'm missing anything to unlock what's going on, which worries me because there's another split here. I feel like because I did the things here, maybe that caused the split here. I don't know. I'm not sure how this works, to be honest. Okay, so we've gone through door 4 and door 5. Now we've gone through door 7 and now 8. Brings us here. That leaves us with, this is door 1, which I wanted to go through because it was the only door we hadn't seen. I don't know which door is next. This is door 3. This goes to the same path as this, but it looks like there's an option here that leads to the same path. So if we, I believe the other ones were 1, 2, and 6. So that means that this is either 2 or 6. And we haven't been through this one. So this, this goes up to the captain's cabin. That means one of these doors just leads to some kind of conclusion that just kind of bottoms out. I don't know if it means like a bad ending, or somebody dies, or we don't get to the 9, because this seems like it would also be the 9 door. All right, well, I might as well jump ahead a little bit here. Now, oh, see, now I'm worried because if I jump ahead, this green thing gonna change? Because this is green here, between here. I think I'm okay to jump ahead. What do you think, Dora? Am I able to jump ahead safely to this spot? Hi, Misaki. How you doing? Welcome in. How going? How go? I guess either way, I'm not really sure if I want to go too much further because I'm only got like 7 minutes left. There's so much happening. Do what you feel is right. I don't know if anything I feel is right. What's this game about? We are on a ship. There's 9 of us. Was 9 of us. We're going through escape rooms and trying to figure out why we're here. And we have a time limit. I don't want to say too much because this is like a super... There's a lot of spoilers that could. Was? Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know that this is them checking the 3 door. I'm gonna save. I think maybe this is where I'm gonna stop because I don't want to jump into something new when I've got like just a few minutes left, and then I'm kind of like, well, now what's happening? Or I end up going over time when I can't really today. Oh, but I want to know all of the things. I want to know all the things right now in my head. I want to experience all of them. I would like to Inception this game. That's what I want to do. I want to play this game all at once. I want to be playing every single moment of this game at one time. Ugh. And there's still 5 more endings. I don't understand. You gotta go to work? No work. Not today. I gotta get... we're gonna go get food. Because Robbie's mom is down at the mall. So we're gonna go do food. And either go out for food or just make food. I don't know yet. We'll see. All right. Oh, man. I'm mad that I have to stop. I'm mad that I have to stop. I don't want to yet. I'm not ready. But it is what it is. Have good food? Yes, I shall go have food. We're either doing tacos. We're either going to have some tacos or we're going to go out for dinner. I don't know. I feel like I'm probably going to end up making tacos. Which is fine. I do not mind. I have no idea where to go. We should go see somebody though. We'll do a little raid out to someone who doing something. What do we got? What's going on? Who's doing what today? Let me, oh, look here. We got someone doing the Evil Within. Someone who's doing some repo. There's someone making some Gunpla. A little VR chat happening. Ooh, could always do that. There's a special event happening. It's a birthday donathon. There's also that. The con in 2 weeks. There's we could always go see Lib, who's doing some just chatting. A lot of people are doing some just chatting. A lot of people. Oh man, there's games that there's people I'd love to raid into, but don't want to because of the game they're playing. Because I don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, you know what? I think I know. I got some by. I'm glad you came by too, Mist. I'm glad you came by too. Just because we raided out to Lydia last time, I'm gonna take us over to Estrella, who is one of the other people who is responsible in sort of looking at that channel that stole my VOD for their background image. Estrella was kind of one of the voices that got picked up by Lydia, and she was able to bring it to attention. I just think it'd be nice to go over, say hi, pass on some love, just because she went through very much the same kind of thing that I did with her stuff being stolen on the same channel. And now that channel's gone, it's just nice. We don't have to worry about that being an issue. So we're gonna raid over to Estrella Natura. If you are subbed to the channel, please use sub raid message. If you're not, no big deal. Just use a normal raid message. This week is gonna be very weird. I have 3 days of work at my normal job, and then I have 5 days of work at my new job, which is part-time animation. But I've got it so that the schedule works for me. The days I'm working are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, so we're gonna have to figure out when to do some more Zero Escape. Hopefully I can figure it out. We'll probably be doing some Yakuza on Thursday. Maybe I can fit in something on the weekend. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, new job has been good. Happy to see you in animation. Yeah, I start tomorrow. I'm nervous because it's a supervisor position, so it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So you got this. Oh, what the heck? Y'all saying the same thing? Can't do an animation comms as a side gig? No, this is a studio animation. This is work. This is what I do for a living. Either way, have a good night. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody. Get the snow, stop by.